Maybe I can get this video done this time. Basically, like I was saying, we have more men looking more and more like gold digging women than anything else. These men come around, they're trying to talk about they having hard times. You're going through the struggle. Guess what? Where are y'all when we going through the struggle? We going through the struggle too. Then on top of it, we trying to date men and be optimistic. Let's talk about the optimistic part because you already been compelled to date them. Now let's talk about you actually dating them because a lot of y'all don't understand that a lot of women are being forced to date these men nowadays. Because according to the women, you are alpha males. We don't even see you as men anymore. We don't know what you are anymore. We are scared of you guys to see what you really are because you're not coming across as men anymore. You coming across as something different. We don't know what you is. Y'all come across as women. All y'all want is money. All y'all want is what the government is doing for a woman and her kids. Let's be real. How many men you get food stamps and you trying to talk to a woman that get food stamps? You at the grocery store spending all her kids' food stamps buying more stuff than the kids able to buy when it's not yours or hers. It's a children's zone. When people gave that to them kids. You get what I'm saying? And her name's on it. So yeah, she gets a little something or whatever. But truth be told, they're actually for the children. Ain't even for you. But we seeing this more and more every day. Dudes with alternate agendas who never's contributing. We got our women thinking that they're independent. How are we independent when we live in housing? Housing is not independent living. We have the economy, our community. Okay, you got somebody wants you to work for them, but they want you to work for them for practical minimum wage. Minimum wage. They want you to work for them for a minimum wage. Cost of living. Apartments are 1,500. They still want to pay you $14 an hour. $15 an hour. You like how is this possible when minimum wage has to be at least 15.75 for you to have a $1,500 housing bill? But we're looking at all these different things, and none of us have been aware of the problem that we're slowly deteriorating. We need a program for the program for the program for the program that we already on. That's the sad part about it. Okay, if you disabled, you need Medicare, which is one program, and then you still got to go sign up for Medicaid, which is a whole nother program because they refuse to give you the right amount of money to actually be able to afford medication and get food and everything. And God forbid if they give you $3,000 or $4,000 a month. God forbid if they give you $3,000 or $4,000 a month. Because if they give you $3,000 or $4,000 a month, you paying almost full cost for all your medication. You're paying almost full cost for everything, which I rarely ever hear that. I'm hearing, oh, I only get $900 from Social Security. So think about this. If you get $900 from Social Security, you're living in the hood, and I'm telling you right now, any place that's 700 and under, I'm gonna be real with you. Let's call it 1,000, because you know what, 1,200. Any place that's 1,200 and under, it's straight ghetto. You liable to walk out the door and get shot. You liable to walk out the door and get shot. And to be totally honest, some of them places that's 1,500, you liable to walk out the door and straight get shot. But guess what? They're only giving you Social Security of $1,000 and saying go to the hood and live in the hood. And guess what? When you get that thousand, they think that they overpaid you. So guess what? They still want you to pay for your medication for yourself. So now you got to sign up for, even though you got Medicare, you got to sign up for Medicaid. And then half of us, we're in work. We sick as a dog. They wondering why they're finding more people. Just they woke up and they see their partner dead, or why they're finding people dead in their homes. They're dead in their homes because guess what? Even if you sick, you're not allowed to be sick. And they're not gonna tell me that this ain't the truth, because I'm gonna be real with you. I was sick, sick as a dog. I'm telling you, sick as a dog. Still going through sickness right now. Sometimes my stomach, I got to throw up, all kinds of stuff. Can't hardly breathe. All the stuff going on with me. Kid you not. Just under straight attack, just like body just going through constantly. And I signed up for Social Security. Guess what? I had been applying for Social Security since like 2017, 2018 sometime. I forgot how long ago it was. I had been applying for it for so long, trying to work, trying to provide for myself too. So they sit up here and they say, oh, well, unless you quit your job, we can't give you any help. I said to them, I said, so I got a question. How are my bills going to get paid? Who's going to take care of me? Who's going to take care of me if I can't take care of myself? Who's going to pay the bills when I can't pay the bills myself? See, they're not understanding that these projects are traps now. Because guess what's happening? You got a group of people that's into this enslavement thing, enslavement type society, who is going into these projects, which are low income houses, and enslaving people. And they're not talking about that either. They're not talking about how we sitting up here, we're cruising the websites on government vending websites and stuff like that. You're supposed to be the city, the county, and stuff like that. But on your website, you're looking for prostitutes. Why my county looking for prostitutes? Why my county looking for dope boys? What you need a juker to sell you a key for? You the government. What you need a key for? So now we have legal illegal activity going on, and you're not understanding why it's going on. And then the people didn't even know it was going on. I'm gonna be real with you. Government, when I brought it to their attention, the sad part about it, they didn't even know it was going on. Government was like, man, we have to get this off as soon as possible. So I educated them. I say, well, you better make sure you monitoring it too, because it's gonna end up right back up there. And just like I said, that's what it do. It end up right back up there hidden. Nobody knew. We have to really wake up to the fact that we're living in a time that ain't for us. Mama might be for us, daddy might be for us, sister might be for us, brother might be for us, but now we living in a time where ain't nothing really for us. And this is like the hardest way to live, the hardest way to live, because we're trying to live the way God has told us to live, and it's becoming harder and harder. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how I'm gonna make it. I don't know, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna feed my kids? How am I gonna clothe my babies? How am I gonna do some of the simple stuff? We don't know. And guess what? They so into hoism. And guess what? Biblically, we starting to recognize why y'all into hoism. Think about every fall it was. Almost every one. Hoism was about Abraham. You got a servant from Egypt. These people don't even stay servants, because they servants can outrank them when they lay down. You may lay down with your servant, and your servant may come up Pharaoh. Do you understand why it's inappropriate to touch your servant and have sex with your servant? He might be the only one that comes up out of that sleep. We have to really be careful what we doing. Think about it. Joseph didn't just get those favorable positions because, remind you, they was putting the whole team to sleep. Whole team going through night. Joseph's ways is what kept Joseph safe in the night. Kept them safe in enslavement. Kept them safe in all these different things, because he was living by the word of God. But nobody talks about this type of stuff, because guess what? They sat up there, they already talking 3 generations of complete wipeout. Say they don't know how to pray, don't know how to do nothing for God. Don't know nothing. Reason why they don't know nothing because they was up under attack. Try being them. Reason why they don't know nothing because guess what? They memory was being erased while being attacked. While being attacked, their memory was erased. They feel like if you ain't full with anger and you a black person, that you ain't black because you sit up there and you have a kind voice and a kind word to say despite the odds, despite what you're going through. They feel like you ain't black enough. Because they want every black person angry every 5 minutes. And you like, look, man, I don't have time to be angry. I have time for results though. Now, if you coming to me with results, bring results. Don't bring anger to me because actually I don't have time for that. I don't have the patience or the peace for that right now. I have the patience and the peace for results. If you want to bring results, but don't bring me drama. You can't teach them that because they're so used to our people being oppressed and not doing what they're supposed to do. We're waking up to a society of what they call duppies, right? They call them zombies. We call them zombies, right? But guess who the zombie really is? It's us. We the ones who they talking about on TV. The Generation Z. Generation of zombies. The ones that sleep. None of them woke yet. They still being enlightened, but they're not woke yet. So we're the ones that they consider dumbfounded, the ones that they got riding the bicycle to power their houses. We part of the rat pack that they talking about, the one that they're devouring. We part of what they have already planned to wipe completely out. A lot of us don't even know it. Our people was abused for so long that when they started this new form of abuse on us, they tried to say it was helpful to us. It is not. You have carried good ways your whole life. Everybody got good ways. But guess what? When you are abused, will you still carry those good ways? No, you won't. No, you won't. No, you won't. I don't care how great a person you is. You're not gonna still be sweet, kind, and nice being abused unless it's somebody playing with your brain cells. And that's exactly what they're doing. They want to play with your brain cells and still want you to walk around nice and sweet after they finish abusing you. We have so many different problems going on attacking us, and then we have our men and our women who can't get in their proper position because guess what's happening? They don't want you in it. You going hard at work every day, but you still dealing with inflation. You can't even afford rent. You can't afford rent. At $14 an hour, you can't afford rent. At $20 an hour, half of the time you can't afford rent because that's a whole paycheck. Rent is supposed to be 30% of your income. If you can't get a one bedroom and one bedroom is not 30% of your income, then there's a problem with that environment. There's a problem with that environment. And they're talking about, well, maybe you trying to live too high. That's why you having a problem. When you sitting up there, you in the hood, you in gutter housing, and they talking about you living too high. And don't try this. If you sit up there and you able to put food in the refrigerator without food stamps, oh yeah, you really living high then because you're trying to live within your means. So you at places like Save a Lot, Walmart, Family Dollar, Dollar General, the Dollar Tree. You're at the 99-cent store. You at all these different stores trying to make a life. Trying to make a life when you ain't got a pot to piss in. But to others, you hood rich. And you feel like you've been hoodwinked. But this is the lifestyle they want us to live, constantly begging for bread, constantly begging for needs. I can't tell you how many times I have worked And I have to budget to the T, like to the dime. I couldn't even put money back and save money. And then this is what really pissed me off when I started saving money, like on my card. Like I would put like maybe $100 back, $20 back. I'm like, okay, well, this is my tithing money or whatever. If I see some homeless person, I'll help out. Or if I have a need, I'll help out. Or if my kids have a need, I'll help out. Anybody that's in need, I can help out. That's my God tithing money. And this is my money that I'm saving. When I tell you, you go back and you look in your account, your money gone. You're like, how am I supposed to save? How am I supposed to have when they wiping my bank accounts clean? How am I supposed to have when you stealing from me? They can't see money because they gonna steal from you. You get what I'm saying? And then what's killing you is like family don't seem like family because you got these masquerade family. You got these masquerade family and you trying to sit up and you trying to stay focused and still say they family, but you don't know if they family or not. So you just send out there, you like, you know what, God got to get me on this one. So I'm just going to treat them like family. I don't know. But God, you're going to have to cover me on this one because I don't want to hurt somebody I love that's in need. But we dealing with all that. And they still showing it up in our face because we blind. Remind you, we dealing with the veil. We dealing with all this stuff. We dealing with all these different punishments. But at the same time, the one doing the wicked work, where they punishment at? They laughing. They having a good time. And the only thing that we have that reminds us that they not is the fact of the word of God, and the word of God saying, hey, we punished them. They had to pay for what they do. We punished them. They didn't even know they was being punished. We got so much going on. And then when you go to family's asking for help. But guess what? I got to be up all the time. I got to have all the time. Because if I don't have that same family member, the same one who don't open up the door to you, that family member, the same one you crying out for help for, he don't want to help you. That family member, the same one who's sitting up there talking about, I got your back. I'm going to look out for you. You're going to be good. We got you. And guess what? That's the same family member that betrays you. You sitting here, you trying to figure out, well, how I get betrayed so much when I'm the one trying to get it from the most. We dealing with so much, man. Don't nobody really know how I feel about this whole thing. Don't nobody know how I look at this situation. Like, I'm just super tired. Like, just going through, going through. Sick and tired of stupidity because, I know they know. But then, guess what? They don't want you to have. I'm the type of person, I'm trying to work on a storehouse, right? So I want to do a storehouse 25 to 100 years. Guess how far my storehouse, I have been contemplating on this for the past 10 years. Guess how far I got with my storehouse? Nowhere. Nowhere. Honestly, it's nowhere near where it needs to be. Nowhere. Because every time it's a constant, you know, hold back. I need to sit up there. I need to stack up soap. I need to stack up deodorant. I need to stack up stuff enough the last 25 to 100 years. Everybody say, well, why you need a supply house that big? I need a supply house because that's what it's requiring right now. Everybody think that you're going to be able to run out to the store every 5 minutes and get what you need. They haven't realized the pandemic was only a warning. COVID was only a warning. Hey, something coming. We don't know when it's going to come, but it's going to come. Why aren't you ready? And then now we got our penny pitchers who want you to work for them, but they want you to work for them practically free, which that's the way it been. Because guess what? They want you to really work for free because they really don't want to pay you. But they only paying you because at this point you may be a little bit woke or maybe you're a little bit aware. But truth be told, most of the jobs don't even want to pay you. They just want a dumbfounded person to come in there. They want a Generation Z, which is a zombie, to come in there and just work for them for free. Like we ain't got bills to pay. And guess what? They people getting double scale. You ain't even getting a scale. Cause guess what? Your money go right back to them. Your money go right back to them. Be totally honest with you. If you have a place to stay, every dime that you get gonna go right back to them. If you got an apartment, I gotta pay them for the apartment. Heck, even now at the public shelters, they charging the people rent. I say, how is the shelter charging y'all rent? They're not supposed to charge y'all rent like that, but they charging us rent, girl. And then they can come in your room and search your room up whenever they want to, like you in prison. Why are they charging you money? Why are they charging you money? It defeats the purpose. You got these people, and then what kills me too, we are grown, but I realized that I was a child. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I realized that I wasn't grown enough for some of the things that I was forced and coerced into, which was dating, relationships, and stuff like that. I started realizing that when I was 30 some years old. I pray you young people realize it way ahead of me. Because when I started realizing that I wasn't old enough to date, I stopped dating. I stopped having sex. I started seeing the traps that men that I dated put out for me, or people that was using them put out for me. I started seeing so much more. And then when I start seeing that, I say, okay, well, now I'm ready to change it. But guess what? I had to deal with people trying to force, coerce, and brainwash me into dating again. I'm dealing with memory loss. I'm going in a daze, foaming almost out the mouth, telling them, dude, I don't want to talk to you. I got enough problems, got enough diseases. I do not want to catch AIDS. Probably already had that. It's through the will of God and God's people, maybe that I was cured. I'm not going through that with y'all. And the sad part about it, nobody has understanding for this. Nobody has understanding for it. Our kids are being forced to date at 14, 13, 12, 11, so that a grown man can rape them. Our daughters from the age of 10 and 11 and on up and all the way back down, raped off. Our sons too. Can you imagine you birthed, you gave birth to a handsome son. Oh, he's so cute. Got all the little old women sitting up there hugging on him and kissing on him. So cute. But guess what? Other people find him appealing too. So his manhood is being taken. At one time, we used to tell women to cover up. Now we telling our young men to cover up as well. Dudes, don't show them your stomach. Don't show them your body. Don't show them no parts of you. You are a man. That's cool. Go to the gym, work out, get your muscles, dude. But let me be real with you. There's other men that want you. I don't want to see you go through, so I'm going to tell you to cover up you. Because they don't care if you're a woman or a man now, because they done started this Operation Depopulation through homosexuality, in which they're convincing men, hey, you're a woman. So you done got your muscle sis on point, and somebody want them. So you might want to cover them up and be real with yourself. Be conservative with yourself. We have to teach our men to be conservative with themselves. I have a son. I told my son the other day, my youngest son, he's around 12, 13 years old right now. I told him, I say, sweetheart, cover up. He looks at me, he's like, Mom, no, I'm a man. What's wrong with you? And I'm like, sweetheart, I know that you are a man, but you have to cover up. We dealing with a generation of hoism. You hearing the stories of Esther. Esther basically was a concubine. She wasn't even considered a wife. He only married her because she was chosen amongst their people to marry. But truth be told, she would have been used as a concubine. Let's be real. We dealing with a biblical, and see, we haven't realized that the Holy Bible is full of hoism. Tamar. Tamar out there, this man that gave him all his sons. All his sons. And guess what? Tamar sits up there and Tamar say, you know what? I'm gonna sleep with daddy. She didn't sleep with him once, she slept with him multiple times. That's the type of mindset they want women to have. You sleeping through the whole family. That's a mindset they trying to give our people. We have to stop that because it's biblical. Because we are people of God, but they putting it in there and they spun it right in front of our face. Basically, their plots and their plans for our destruction and our downfall and our unsuccess. But they're using it as a holy book, saying, "This is y'all." Book of Malachi tells you quick. My people have fallen into hoism again, prostitution, all kinds of stuff again. But guess what? God already knew. Jesus at the end, he said, they know not what they do. They know not what they do. They had been compelled and forced to do that. Forced to do that. Jesus' mother was raped. She was raped. You're not going to tell me a virgin got pregnant when, truth be told, when he sat up there and he ascended out of the water, this is my lost child in whom I am well pleased. I thought I had no children amongst your nations, but I have finally found my lost children amongst you, who is still doing the work that I originally put into place. They're not talking it like they supposed to. They're not telling y'all the truth. Our young girls, they in school. Guess what? My homegirl having sex. What you having sex for? You don't even get a feeling out that. You don't even get a feeling out that. Let's just be real with you. You ain't even getting turned on by it. And even if you is getting turned on by it, who you think trying to turn you on? Who you think trying to keep you aroused on that? The pack that sent up there and already decided to destroy you, who's black like you, but at the same time they talking about they superior. We are being destroyed by people who already did the rapture, but at the same time have no love for mankind. How was you able to wake up? You constantly destroying our people. You constantly taking our people through. How are you able to do this without assistance? And everybody talking about, no, I'm not going to touch them. I'm not going to do nothing to them. To be totally honest with you, I got the funny feeling they don't even know that you're doing what you're doing because your little pack is hidden. We got to seek you out as a weed that you are amongst these vegetables and destroy you. Because you laying down just like them, but you lying that you ain't. May these words encourage y'all. Stay blessed.